Hey everybody, this is Percy from the Balance of Life. Today is Thursday. For me, every day is a holiday, but just wanted to let you guys know about how much I appreciate my wife. I mean, I'm a 60-year-old guy. I had a stroke in 2020, and I met my wife in 2015, and actually I was off work at the time due to an operation I had to have. But in that time, you know, I was ready to meet someone, and I was ready to again, start afresh. I had been divorced for about 4 years, and after getting to know myself again, and I'll put a video out on that, I decided it was time that I could share myself with someone. Anyway, in talking to my cousin who's also married to a Filipino woman, I decided to go online. And there was a few ladies that interest me because they're working ladies or they own something and they had a drive and a passion and they wanted to. Well, out of the three ladies that I picked out of this whole online deal that I was on, my wife was the only one that called me back. And I mean, even without the stroke, I don't think I was that handsome of a guy. I mean, I don't. Vanity is something that I mean, it just doesn't. You know, it doesn't strike me. I don't have to always have on the best clothes or the freshest, newest perfume or newest shoes or anything like that. You know, I'm just a guy. But anyway, my um, to be wife, soon to be wife, I guess. She emailed me back, and we started this. I wouldn't call it a whirlwind and everything. I mean, we talked for about a year, and then within that 9 months of that year, I told her I would come and see her. So when I got to the airport, and they don't allow all of the Filipino nationals to go in and out of the airport unless you have business there. You know, so they have to wait across the street. Long story short, my wife saw me, and her and my stepdaughter, which is my daughter. You know, I hate to use that word. They came across. She looked at me. I looked at her, and I said, "Okay, all the things that we've talked about, maybe we will be able to put it in motion." And yeah, a lot of people say, "Don't marry the first girl that you meet. Don't marry the first girl that you hook up with. Don't marry the." Yeah, you don't do all that if you don't do your homework. And no, I did not have a physical relationship with her there. We had never held hands. We had never kissed. We never did any of the other things that guys, that's like the first thing that they put in. But we talked about families. And we talked about how we want to frame our lives. And we talked about children. And we talked, about building things together. So see, I knew my wife wanted to work when she got here. Not so she can run away, but so she can help build what I was already building. So that following year, we actually were able to get here. And with all this crazy 90-day fiance stuff you see on TVs, it only took us 2 weeks to get married after she was here because she came on a K-1 visa. You see, I did the homework and we put in the effort and time to know each other. I knew most of her family. Through interpretations, I had talked with her mom, her brothers. She had 6 brothers at the time. I know I was only putting up 4 fingers, so I would throw up 2 on the other hand, or 1 on the other hand if I could. But you get it, right? So we put in a lot of time. And yes, it could have all been a lie. And yes, I could have fell hook, line, and sinker for it and everything. But if it quacks like a duck and it walks like a duck, then 9 times out of 10 it's a duck. And if you find somebody who wants family, job, and relationship, love, then 9 times out of 10, that's what you'll get too. So anyway, that's what we did. And we got here. And I'm not one to say, oh, our relationship is just so perfect and everything. Yeah, there's all sometimes and stuff there. I get a little bit upset. Maybe it's kind of a little bit, maybe sometimes due to my frustration about having to, quit work. But I'll tell you one thing is in everything. She listened to me. She says, I understand. And did you say, okay, that's right, or no, that's not right? And then we may debate it a little bit more, and then that's it. We don't go to bed mad. That's it. She always hug me and kiss me before I go to bed if she goes before I go. And when I get in the room and I get in the bed, I always reach to put my hand on her to give it an assurance that, hey, I'm here now, I'm fine, everything's all right, go to sleep. Really sleep. But sometimes, you have people have things to say about people who make decisions. And this is about my wife, and I'm just going to tell you it's the power of love, the power of a good woman. My wife is a good woman. She goes to work every day. And she had got to the point once I got her there at the same job I was working on, got her trained and everything and stuff there. Heck, they were looking for her quicker than they were looking for me to come through the door. And I was no slouch at working. you know. So if I can tell you anything, just be sure who you're bringing over. Do as much homework as you can. Go over once, go over twice, and everything. Because I'll tell you, when I had this stroke, if it was not for my wife and my daughter being here, I could have died on my living room floor. And that's not the first little episodes of things that have been happening to me as I have aged, gotten older. But she's been there every single time. And I have no doubts that she will be there to the end. And now, isn't that what all of you men want? I'm talking to men right now. Isn't that what you want? Somebody that's going to be there to the end. Not somebody that's going to be your lapdog or lackey that you can just boss around and everything and stuff there, but somebody that you can have honest discussions with, that you can make plans with, and that you can do things, or create things and build things with, and you can both look back at what you've done. I really believe that is what you want now. Because after the love, it just kind of, I don't say flatline, but it goes into this nice space and everything to where you love this person. No ifs, ands, or buts. But you should always try to say it, and you should always try to show it. And she can come in from work, and I can look at her face and everything. And sometimes if I see her coming up, I'll meet her at the door. I'll give her a kiss right at the door. Because that's what she did for me every time I came home in the first year that she wasn't able to work. But, the power of a good woman is that she will be there for you. And I think that's what a lot of men want. to where he can leave his house and know as soon as he leaves, somebody else isn't coming in there and doing something that he thought he had already done, maybe. Or that you can come home and your house is happy. You can smell food sometimes, you know, because I don't require my wife to cook every day. She didn't have to. I'm 60 and pretty grown to where I can get some food for myself. You know, I don't need a slave because in my culture, just knowing about slavery would be enough to say, you know, why would I want to put somebody else through that? That's crazy. So this is all just to say I love my wife. My mom used to always say, "Give me my roses while I live." So as a young man, I would always bring my mom flowers whenever I could. And I guess that kind of helped me become the person I am today. And it also, no, because my mom was a very hardworking woman. What type of woman that I would want in my life, even with my failures. I believe that my wife will be here with me till the end. So, with that, this is Percy, The Balance of Life. Find you a good woman, somebody that will be there with you till the end. Have a great day.